Hello and welcome to a fabulous video for improving your English if you are an English student. In this video, we're going to test your English vocabulary. We're going to look at words that are very important. They are very common and necessary to speak fluent English. Yet a lot of students, intermediate and advanced students, don't know these words, or they're difficult to remember. So let's see how many you know and how many you can learn today. The first word is WINE-dee. WINE-dee. Do you know what this word means? Be careful. It looks like windy. And yes, it is spelled exactly the same as windy, but it has a different pronunciation. Windy just means that there's a lot of wind, right? It's a windy day. There's a lot of wind outside. But the word that I'm asking you about is WINE-dee. WINE-dee. Take a second to pause the video to tell me what that means, if you already know. WINE-dee means full of curves or twists, basically not straight. Oftentimes, we're describing a road that has a lot of curves. We say the road is curvy, or we say the road is windy, curvy or windy. I don't like to travel by bus on windy roads. It makes me sick. I get motion sickness from windy roads. I get car sick on windy roads. I would prefer a straight road instead of a windy road. The next word is crunchy. Crunchy. We use crunchy to describe something that makes a hard sound when you bite or break it. These chips are crunchy. I prefer crunchy peanut butter as opposed to smooth peanut butter. The leaves were dry and crunchy under my feet. The crunchy leaves. When the leaves fall off the tree in the fall time, where I'm from in Maine, the leaves get crunchy on the ground. So you walk on them and you're walking on crunchy leaves. The next word is bumpy. What does bumpy mean? Bumpy simply means not smooth, with a lot of raised areas or problems. The first thing that comes to mind is, again, a road. A bumpy road has a lot of, bumps. You're driving your car and you're bouncing up and down because there are a lot of bumps. It's a bumpy road. Maybe it's a road that's not very well taken care of. Or when you're in a plane and there's a lot of turbulence, then it feels bumpy. The plane is going like this. Or maybe you have a lot of mosquito bites, so your arm feels bumpy. The next word is chubby. Do you know what chubby means? Chubby is like a little bit fat, but not as extreme as fat. It's usually not to the same extent as fat. It's like a little fat, and often in a cute or soft way. You know, like that's how we describe babies, because babies are usually chubby. They're not fat. It's healthy. It's natural, but they're just a little chubby. You know, they're not obese, just a little chubby. And that's one of the things that makes them so cute. They have little round chubby faces and big cheeks, chubby cheeks. The next word is stretchy. What is stretchy? Here, I have an example for you. This is what I would call a hair elastic. Now, it depends where you are from in the country or, what your family says. Personally, I say hair elastic. Basically, it's just an elastic band that's for your hair. This is the best way to describe stretchy. You can stretch it without it breaking. You can pull it like this, you can move it like this, and it doesn't break. A lot of times when people do exercise or yoga, they wear clothes that are stretchy, right? Stretchy yoga pants or a stretchy shirt. Right now I have a bit of a stretchy shirt on. All right, the next word is squishy. What is squishy? This is a cute word, isn't it? Squishy. Squishy is to describe something that's soft and easy to press. It's not firm. It's not hard. For example, a pillow is usually squishy. You can squish your pillow. That's why they're so comfortable to lay on all night long. You squish them with your head. If you have a pillow that's not squishy, then it's not really a good pillow. All right, the next word is a verb. It is to stretch. Remember, we talked about stretchy. Now we have the verb to stretch. They are related. To stretch is to make something longer or looser by pulling it. For example, it's very common to stretch before you do exercise. Before you play a sport, usually you stretch your body. You have to stretch your muscles. You have to pull them in different positions for maybe 10, 20 seconds. So your muscles will loosen up and you won't get an injury when you play the sport. But also right now, I am stretching the elastic. The elastic is stretchy and I am stretching it. All right, the next word is itchy. What is itchy? Itchy is for describing when you feel like scratching your skin. And we have a noun that is an itch. So for example, if you have an itch, it feels itchy and you want to itch it. So itch can be a noun, a verb, and itchy is the adjective. I have an itch, so I'm itching it, and it's so itchy. Oh, my itch is so itchy. I gotta itch it. We usually don't use all three in the same sentence because it's a little redundant, but all of those words exist. We use them all. You can say, I don't like this sweater. It's too itchy. Mosquito bites are so itchy. A lot of times we just say bug bites. Oh, I got bug bites on my legs. They itch so much. They're so itchy. My bug bites are so itchy. I need to itch them. I need to scratch them. To scratch is to do this. You can say to itch or to scratch. Scratch is a little bit more general, but to itch is a little more specific. It's when something is itchy. A lot of times we say that a part of our body itches. For example, oh, my back itches. My back itches. Oh, my foot itches. I have an itch on my foot. My foot itches. It's so itchy. The next word is fluffy. What is fluffy? It's to describe something light, soft, and full of air. We often use it to describe animals, the way that animals feel when you touch them, when you pet them. Cats are often fluffy because of their fur, or dogs can be fluffy depending on the type of dog. If their fur is very soft and light, we would say that they are fluffy. That cat is so fluffy. Or maybe you're eating pancakes and they're really thick, fluffy pancakes. Or maybe your pillow is very fluffy. The next word is wobbly. What does wobbly mean? Wobbly means not stable. It's something that's moving from side to side. It's shaking. Right now I'm sitting on a chair. Thankfully, it's not wobbly. It's not a wobbly chair. It's very sturdy. It's not moving. It's not shaking. It's not wobbly at all. Don't you just hate when you have a wobbly chair? It feels like it's going to break. It feels like it's going to fall. Maybe after you go on a long hike up a mountain. Maybe after your legs feel a bit wobbly. They don't feel so sturdy and secure. Maybe you need to sit down and rest for a bit. The next word is sticky. Sticky. We use this one a lot. Do you know what it means? Sticky is for describing something that attaches itself to things. It grabs onto things and it's hard to separate or clean. Like for example, when you eat fruit like mangoes, you get the mango juice all over your hands. After, your hands are going to feel sticky. You need to wash your hands. Or maybe you accidentally get gum, chewing gum in your hair. It sticks to your hair. It's hard to get out. A lot of foods are sticky. A lot of products and things that we use are sticky. If you use glue, if you're making something, if you're doing a project and you're using glue, that is the stickiest thing ever. Its purpose is to be sticky. So after, your hands are going to feel sticky. Sometimes when it's really hot and humid, people say, I feel sticky. It feels so sticky. Like the air feels sticky. I feel wet and sticky because it's humid. The next word is slippery. Slippery. Slippery is used to describe something that's difficult to stand on or hold because it's smooth or wet. The most common way we use it is probably to talk about the floor. Watch out, the floor is slippery. Or the stairs are slippery. Maybe because they're wet. Maybe there's ice. A lot of times the roads, the driveways get really slippery because of ice. I have fallen and slid down a driveway on my butt because it was slippery. But we could also use slippery to describe a bar of soap. You know, it's very easy to drop a bar of soap because it's so slippery. You know, it's hard to hold on to it. It slips out of your hands. And when you're walking and you fall, you can say, oh, I slipped. I just slipped on the stairs. Watch out. They're slippery. The next word is wrinkly. Wrinkly. Maybe you've heard of wrinkles. The definition of wrinkly is having small lines, folds, or creases, usually from being bent, crushed, or aged. So probably the most common way that we use this is to talk about people who are aging, they are getting older, and they start to have the lines on their face, they start to get wrinkles. But it can also happen when you're in the water for too long and your fingers get wrinkly. You get those little lines on your fingertips and your fingers get wrinkly. But we also use it for clothes. And that's why the iron exists. That's why people iron clothes, to make the clothes all nice and flat and smooth and perfect without lines. Because oftentimes when you fold clothes, it creates these creases or lines in the clothes. So then you have to iron the clothes. Unless you're like me and you don't care about wearing wrinkly clothes. I've never used an iron in my life. Bring on the wrinkles. The next word is soggy. Soggy. What does soggy mean? Soggy is for describing something that is wet and soft in a bad way. Like if you put granola or cereal in a bowl with some kind of liquid, like some type of milk, for example, it can get soggy if you just leave it there. It gets soggy pretty fast, actually. Food just often gets soggy if you just leave it, if you just don't eat it. Or if anything gets wet, you might say it got soggy. You know, like if I left my shoes out in the rain, maybe I would say my shoes are soggy. Okay, the last one is bitter. Bitter. What is bitter? Well, if we're talking about a taste, it can be a sharp, strong, often unpleasant taste. Like, for example, black coffee is bitter. Or cacao. Cacao is bitter. You know, if you don't add sugar to it, it's bitter. But we could also use bitter as like an emotion. If someone feels angry, hurt, or resentful, we could say that they are bitter. He sounded bitter when talking about his ex. She felt bitter after not getting the promotion at work. Sometimes we say that something is bittersweet. If it's like a little good, a little bad. It's bittersweet that you're moving away. I'm happy for you. You're going after what you want in life. But at the same time, I feel a little sad because I will miss you. It is bittersweet, for me at least. All right. How many of those words did you already know? And how many did you learn? Please tell me in the comments. I really want to know. I only teach things on this channel that I hear often in English. In my 27 years of being an English speaker from the United States and consuming content from all around the United States and from many people and interacting with many people, I only teach things that I have heard a lot. Things that we really use in normal, everyday English. It's very important to me to only teach common things. So if you like this video and you'd like more content like this, please give me a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.